new class of a new topic, that is linear relations. So this topic is actually very simple. It will just form the base for many more topics which we are going to do in this grade, and this topic we are going to use in further grades as well, grade 10th, grade 11th. So this is a topic which will form the base of so many topics. So let's first understand the basic logic. So just listen to this first. So now comes the interesting part. So now we are going to understand a new name, that is coordinate grid. So it is very straightforward, just listen to this properly. Let us start from the very basic thing that we already know. So I'm going to just create a number line over here, a simple horizontal number line. So now we know the basics of the number line. So let's say that 0 is over here on this number line. Somewhere here on the positive side is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5, and then so on. And similarly on the negative side there is a -1 here, then -2, -3, -4, -5. So we have already seen this number line. So this was the basic number line, and we know that this is getting extended on the positive side as well as on the negative side. So now let us assume that along with this number line, that is horizontal, if I create a vertical number line as well, if I simply create a vertical number line as well, with the 0 of that number line coinciding with the 0 of this number line. So I'm just going to create a vertical number line such that the zeros of both the vertical and the horizontal number lines are exactly at this point. So this is again the 0 of this number line as well. So over here is, so now when we are moving the positive side, it is actually on the upside. It is, in this case, the positive direction means upside. In this case, the positive direction was on the right side. In this case, the positive means on the upside. So this is 1, now this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and somewhere above that is 5, and so on. Similarly, this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, and this is -4. And let's say this is -5. So when we have drawn two number lines, one horizontal, one vertical, so actually this forms the basis of our new understanding, that is the coordinate grid, or we can call it a coordinate plane. Just remember this name, we can call it a coordinate plane. So in fact this coordinate plane and the understanding which we are going to learn right now forms the basis of, in a way, all the navigation systems that we have ever imagined. So all the navigation systems, Google Maps and all that stuff, is actually the basics of this starts from here. So when we have actually created this plane, can we see that this is a two-dimensional plane? This is having two dimensions now. One was the horizontal direction, and now there is a vertical direction as well. So the sense right now is this, that using this two-dimensional page, in a way we can see that this is a plane now in front of us. We can mark the position of any point. We can mark the position of any point. So let's say, and we will start with the process. So the logic is this, that when we have to write the position of any point, when we have to mark the position of any point. So I'll just take one point and then we'll discuss according to it. So let's say I'm going to take this point. This point. So this point over here, can we see that it is 3 units on the positive side towards the x-axis and one towards the y-axis. So if I just start from here, then if I have to understand the location of this point, so can we see that in order to reach this point, we have to move 3 units in this direction and 1 unit upside. So in a way, we can say, now this is the important term, we can say that we have to move 3 units to the right, which means 3 units towards this direction. So this direction is known as the x direction, and this direction is known as the y direction. Just remember this name because these are the standard names now. So in a way, we have to move 3 direction to the right, which in this case means 3 direction to the positive x and 1 direction to the positive right. So whenever we mark this coordinate, we always mark it in the form of x comma y, where x stands for the horizontal movement and y stands for the vertical direction, which can be upside or downside as well. So in this case, the coordinate of this point will exactly use this name, that the coordinate of this point is 3, 1. So this actually is used even in the reverse direction. Let's say someone gives us the coordinate 5, 2. Then just by listening to the coordinate 5, 2, we are able to understand that we have to move 5 to the right, which means horizontal, which means towards x, and 2 upside, 2 in the upper direction. So if someone actually mentions this coordinate 5, 2, we directly know that 5, 2 is 5 to the right, which means the x coordinate, and then 2 upwards, which is the y coordinate. So if, let's say, someone has mentioned the coordinate 5, 2, we directly know that 5, 2 is somewhere over here. It is somewhere over here. So this is the coordinate 5, 2. The sense is this, that we have to remember that whenever we are writing the coordinate of a point, this is the name, whenever we are writing the coordinate of a point, it is coordinate of a point. Coordinate of a point, we'll first write the x coordinate and then the y coordinate. And x represents this horizontal number line and y represents this vertical number line. So this is the sense. The complete navigation system, all the maps are based upon this logic only. It is through this process that we are able to identify the position of any coordinate of any person, of any place or anything. So that is the base. So this way, so right now we are actually dealing with just 2-dimensional coordinate system. Ultimately there would be a 3-dimensional coordinate system as well, but not in this class. But right now the only task which you have to understand is this, that we can now see this figure, we can now directly mark the coordinate of a point, or we can do the reverse process as well, that if the coordinate of a point is given to us, then we can mark the point over here on this grid directly. So this is the process.